There are two things we've learned about the spy balloon from China that was flying over the US and that was shot down by the US Air Force. One is the existence of the so-called near space, a segment in the stratosphere included between 11 to 62 miles above the Earth. The general public would have discovered it only if SpaceX had sent something up there. But instead, this segment is kind of a limbo space, apparently with no regulations, too low for satellites to stay in orbit and too high for civilian airplanes to fly. The second thing we have learned is that devices used in the Cold War can still find useful applications today, and these include vehicles. Those that were at the last edition of the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas were not surprised. Vehicles that were used or developed during the Cold War were on display in the halls of CES and ready to start a second life, hopefully for more peaceful purposes. One of these vehicles is Aqualine. The easiest way to describe Aqualine is a flying boat. It is a new generation of ultra-fast low-carbon marine transportation. In reality, this is the modern version of the Ekranoplan, also known as the Caspian Sea Monster. The Caspian Sea Monster was a boat with wings developed in Russia in the 60s. This monster was designed to fly above water just enough to launch missiles, while avoiding being detected by radars. The project started in 1966 and was continuously tested by the Soviet Navy until 1980, when it crashed into the Caspian Sea. With no pun intended, we can say that the project never took off. Today, Aqualine is a stylish vehicle for passengers, powered by hybrid electric and hydrogen engines, and can reach a speed level up to 320 kilometers. The New York Times reported that members of the national security in the US refer to the spy balloon saga as the Red Zeppelin program. The reference is to the airship developed by German inventor Ferdinand von Zeppelin at the beginning of the 20th century. The airship, which became known simply as Zeppelin, was used extensively during the First World War for bombing and transportation purposes, until Germany was defeated in 1918. The Flying Whale, presented at CES 2023, wants to bring back only the positive applications of the Zeppelin. Today, this new generation of airship is ideal for any missions that wants to be cheaper than a plane and faster than a boat. Some of these missions can include passenger transport, leisure and tourism, urgent freight transport, and maritime taxi service, for example. The modern airship can cover short and medium distances up to 500 kilometers, and it can accommodate from 2 to 300 seats. Finally, in this category, we also include Rayone Aerotech. This vehicle was not developed during war times, but it shares some of the characteristics of the other vehicles, like the capability to fly very low altitude and with low or zero emissions. Rayone Aerotech is a flying electric vehicle that can be flown without a pilot's license. It has 6 independent motors, 6 removable batteries, and has 0 carbon emissions. Plana is the Ohio-based startup that is developing the vehicle. In the spirit of peaceful applications, the first target users will be most likely farmers that need to monitor their lands.